Hello, it is Joshua. Here for another video. Yeah, just taking a walk out to my the place where I work out, which is this really nice little park out in this trail. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. Absolutely spotless sky out in this trail of trees everywhere. No one in sight, which I love. Just me and nature. Yeah, it's a good day. It's pretty chilly. It's like 45 degrees, but I'm from Wisconsin, so I can handle that. And I'll be working out, so it'll be perfect outside working out weather. But yeah, I just wanted to just make a video and I don't know. There's no really goal of this video. I'm just talking to myself and logging it in the form of a video, otherwise known as a vlog. A very open-ended vlog. Yeah, I'm just appreciating life. I mean, there's a beautiful cardinal right there. Today's just a good day. It's beautiful. I'm feeling good. I meditated this morning. I meditated for 30 minutes right before I had lunch, and honestly, it was amazing. Like, before I meditated, I was watching some of the J Factor's YouTube videos, which, for those of you who don't know, for anyone who's watching this, because nobody watches my videos yet, but if anybody happens to come across this, you won't know about the J Factor, which is this channel that me and my brothers made when we were really young, and then we stopped making videos after like 2 days or something, and then like several years later, when we're all like teenagers growing up, we decided to revamp it and make a new one, a more improved, more polished one. And yeah, we made some good videos. And yeah, I like to watch them every now and then because they make me feel good, and they're just good songs and just good videos, and they make me feel happy. So I was watching them, and like, I was thoroughly enjoying every single one that we made. Just looking back on all the memories that we made while making them. Not all happy memories, because, you know, we're brothers and we like to argue, but yeah, for our most recent one, it's a parody. No, not a parody, just an official music video. Not official either, but that's what it's called. It's just a music video for what's it called? I'll Be Missing You by Diddy. And that video just hit me, man. Like, first of all, this song just gets me in the feels. And also, like, just lately I've been feeling just a yearning to connect with my family, which is crazy. I've never felt like such a desire to, you know, get on good terms with my family, because I've never had a perfect relationship with my family, except maybe when I was like in my 10 to 12 years. Me and two of my brothers, I have 6 brothers and a sister, by the way, but me and 2 of my brothers, the one directly older than me and directly younger than me, we were tight. Like, we did everything together, and those were good times. But we fought, but it was always like we had this thing where when we'd get in a fight, you know, like 30 minutes later, we'd be like, you know, wanting to, you know, be friends again. And so our thing was, it's just like this thing that we made that if you do it, the other person has to be friends with you again. You just say "ee" to the other person, and then they'd say it back "ee," and then you'd just be friends. Oh man, I miss those times where your issues with each other were so trivial that they could be solved in a day, and with one noise from the vibrations of your throat. But yeah, ever since then, like in my teen years, yeah, I could blame it on being a teen, but it was just bad. Like, I was super, super moody, and I don't, at the time, I would have said I hated them. Like, I hated my family, specifically my brothers, the one directly older and directly younger than me, who I was so tight with, like, just a couple years back. And then in my teen years, they were the ones I hated most. And, like, yeah, it was just such stupid shit. And we got in some major fights. Like, not just, brothers fighting. They were relationship changing fights. One of them, it was one fight with my older brother that I remember that just changed everything. Literally everything. It was so stupid. We got in this argument about, one of our friends had given us fireworks, like various fireworks that we could use for the 4th of July. And I was using a lot of the firecrackers. Like, I was just using them, like, not very sparingly. Because, like, what else are you going to do on the 4th of July? But my brother, he was like, dude, stop using this so much. We got to save them. And, like, stupid shit like that. And then we just got into this super long argument. And then it got to the point where it just divulged into, like, you're stupid and don't call me stupid. So I was saying he's stupid for thinking such a stupid thing. And then he was like, don't call me stupid. And then it escalated into a fight. And up to that point, we'd been fighting so much that I was in this weird, like, I don't want to say submissive, because it was, give me some. A couple runners just passed, but so as I was saying, I don't want to say submissive because it was willing. Like, I did it willingly, because of some stupid retarded, like, oh, I'm a Christian, I shouldn't fight back, I should be meek, withhold from giving into my anger and fighting back. And so I'd just been so sick of the fighting that I just let him beat me up. And it got to the point where, it was so bad. Like, I was, like, willingly not fighting, but my pride couldn't let go of the fact that he was just beating me up and I wasn't doing shit. So I just, it was like this weird double standard thing where I'd let him beat me up thinking that I'm being a good Christian boy, not fighting back. Give me a second, another person's coming. Fuck. I'm so stupid. I kept using the volume buttons to, like, turn up the volume for my voice. I just had a massive brain fart, but yeah, I just did like 5.5 second videos. Anyways, so as I was saying, I was doing this weird ass double standard thing where I thought I was being a good Christian boy for, not fighting back. But my pride, as I said, it couldn't take the fact that I was being beaten up and I wasn't doing shit about it. So I kept calling him stupid because that was like the whole basis. That's what it escalated into a fight. So I just, to make him mad and preserve my ego, I kept calling him stupid. And at this point, I wasn't doing anything. So I just let him, like, I was kneeling down on the ground, like that position in wrestling where, like, I don't know wrestling rules, but, like, the play stops and then you get on your all fours and then they have, like, this dominant position over you. It was like that, except we weren't wrestling. He was just punching the back of my head and I was letting him. which I now realize punches to the back of the head are no joke. They're dangerous. I was such a fucking retard. But anyways, so yeah, like he was like, call me stupid again, I dare you. I said, stupid, like just shouting it with as much venom as possible. And then he'd punch me as hard as he could on the back of my head. Say it again, stupid. And then he'd punch me, and it went like that for like a straight minute of me just calling him stupid, and then him punching the back of my head. And then Gabe, he wasn't there for like the original argument, but he saw him Joe just beating on me, and me just like kneeling there. He probably thought I was like helpless, and like Joe had like submissioned me or something, which, I mean, how could you not see that? But so then Gabe, he just couldn't take it. Very understandable. I felt a lot of emotion, strong, positive emotion towards Gabe. Because then Gabe just ran at Joe and he like pushed him off of me. And he was like, get off of Josh! Like crying and stuff, and accidentally just ended the video again. But yeah, like, man. When that happened, when Gabe ran at Joe crying and telling him to get off of me, that is what set me over the edge. I just started bawling. And what pisses me off and what makes me so shameful of myself is that I didn't help fight back. Like Joe, obviously, 4 years older than Gabe, he wrecked Gabe. Didn't really beat him up because his anger wasn't directed towards Gabe. He was just more defending himself at that point. And Gabe was defending me, and I wasn't defending shit. I wasn't defending myself. I wasn't defending Gabe, who was defending me. I was such a fucking, just a waste of space. Looking back on that, I've never been so introspective. Like, this is the most introspective of my emotions and what I was actually doing at that time. And this is right now, me right now. That happened like 6 or 7 years ago or something. This is the most shameful that I've ever felt about that. Yeah, and that, so that day, I couldn't stop crying. Like, I was in Bible quizzing at the time, where you just memorize a whole bunch of verses and compete against other teams. It's a lot to explain, but the point is, I was memorizing verses with my mom, practicing, because we had to do it every day, regardless of the shit I was going through. And so I couldn't stop crying throughout practicing, and it wasn't because the practicing, like reviewing the verses, was hard. It was because I just could not stop crying over what had happened between my brothers. And then I took a shower. I could not stop crying in the shower. And no, this was when I was like young, like puberty. Like, I was like 13 or something at the time. Like, brothers should not fight like that. They should not. So yeah, that day just changed mine and Joe's relationship forever. We did not speak at all for years. Like, we just didn't talk to each other. We didn't make eye contact. Imagine living with somebody, seeing them every day, related to them. They're your fucking brother, and you don't look at them. You don't even speak to them. That shit's messed up. So yeah, that happened. That's that story. That's what happened between me and Joe. And we're cool now. Like, we've never talked about that day, because I don't think either of us likes to think about it or remember it. And for good fucking reason too. I've never brought that memory up in my memory in such great detail. And the amount of just shame, no other word for it, just the amount of shame in myself that I feel right now for what I did then, or what I didn't do rather, it just, there's no good way to react to that. Just put it in the past and move on. So yeah, and then between me and Gabe, it's almost even dumber how our relationships were ruined. It was in this time when I was super moody, and I just find everything about everyone annoying, like everything, the way they did, what they did, it just pissed me off. And Gabe, I'm almost ashamed to say this in a video that nobody will see, but for me, it was like Gabe snoring at night so I couldn't sleep. So I'd just like, how can you control snoring? You can't. I mean, if you can, I don't know how. He didn't know how. He was fucking 10 years old. I don't know, 10. More like, no, we were teenagers at this point. He was like 13 now, and I was like 15 or 14. That doesn't make it better, though. Like, I would just, in the middle of the night, like, I couldn't sleep because he'd be snoring. Well, no. I've always blamed it on him snoring, but it was the fact that I was addicted to my tablet at the time. I'd spend all the time in the world on it. I'll stay up super late at night on it, and then I think I can't sleep because Gabe's snoring. No, it's because of the fucking blue light of the tablet and just staying hours on it and conditioning myself to think that it's still daytime because all this light's coming into my eyes when the environment around me is dark. So that light is just seeping into my eyes, and I think it's still daytime. And so my mind's not in rest condition. It's not like conditioned to go to sleep. But I didn't think that. I thought it was just him snoring. Like, sure, maybe that made it harder to sleep, but still, like, even if he wasn't snoring, I'd probably just lay in bed for an hour until I finally fall asleep from exhaustion. But no, I thought in my all-righteous mind, I'm always right, that it was Gabe, his snoring. So, like, so often, I would just, when I couldn't sleep because of him snoring, I would just go up to him in his bed and just plug his nose multiple times a night. And then when he'd keep doing it, inevitably, because when you sleep, you snore. And, you know, Gabe, he was on a pretty healthy sleep schedule. So when he'd wake up from me fucking plugging his nose, he'd go back to sleep because he's tired and needs sleep. And then I'd get fucking mad at him for sleeping. And then, like, it got so bad at one point where I was just so fucking pissed in my self-righteous mind that he was snoring that I was like, I woke him up and then I told him to shut up, stop snoring. And then Gabe was like super pissed, and he was like, I don't know what he said, but something angry at me, because like, dude, you're waking me up because I'm snoring. What can I do? And then I got so mad. Like, I punched him in the face. Like, it was a solid punch. Like, I was over him in a position of dominance, and I just did like a right hook right down across his jaw. And he was trying to fight back, but he was, on his back, just woken up 15 seconds ago, on his back, held down by my longer arms. So he's trying to, like, fight me, but he's got shorter arms, younger, just woke up, doesn't know what the fuck's happening. And then I punch him across the face. And yeah, just wasn't a good time. Yeah, so when I punched him across the face, I was holding him down with one hand and punched him with the other while he was like flailing and trying to defend himself. And when I punched him, it was a good solid punch. Like, he started crying. And then I think I was holding him down by the neck. And when he started crying after I punched him, I like pushed him like into his bed, like just shoved him into his bed, like to let him know that the fight was over and I had won. And I had felt proud of that directly after and for years after. I felt proud of that. The fact that I'd beaten him up so easily. I was so fucking messed up. Imagine that. Imagine feeling proud that you beat up somebody so easily. Like, yeah, all I had to do was hold him down with one hand and then one punch across the face and he was crying. I'm such a fucking beast. What the fuck is wrong with you, Josh? You're nothing but a fucking pussy-ass coward, dude. You ain't shit. No wonder he didn't fucking talk to me for years. I completely ruined the relationship I had with two of my two best brothers, my two strongest relationships, because, it's like, so I have six brothers, and, there's the top three, and then there's like the three oldest, and then there's a girl, and then there's the three younger, and then there's like one, I think he was an accident, but yeah, he's like the youngest, and like all of us, every child, there's 8 people, every child is separated by 2 years, except the youngest, who's like 5 years old, younger than the younger, like the, second to youngest. And so like our family was divided into like the groups of brothers. Like the oldest 3, they were super tight. Then Mary, she just fought with everybody. And then the younger 3 who were super tight with each other. And like they were my homies, my bros. And I ruined our relationship by such petty things. Life-changing relationships destroyed because one was snoring and I couldn't stop calling the other one stupid. Welcome to my family. And that was all me, pretty much. Like with Gabe, that was fucking all me. All my fault. And with Joe, I'd say it was like 50-50. We were both just hormone-filled, hating each other. And we couldn't control ourselves. But Gabe, he had nothing to do with it. He was just sleeping. That's all he was fucking doing. Unbelievable. I've never brought this up with either of them, because I don't want to talk about it with them, because I know I'm so at fault and I'm so ashamed. Like me and Gabe, like me and Joe, yeah, we're pretty cool. Like we're friends now. Not like we used to be, but we're tight, I guess. But me and Gabe, like, we still don't talk. We just, like, we're a lot cooler than we were after, like, in my teenage years. Yeah, we're a lot cooler. Like, we can share jokes. We've done stuff together with other people, and we can, like, have fun with each other. But we're, like, we don't talk directly to each other. We only do stuff when it's with other people. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna apologize. I don't know if I'm ever gonna address that to them. It's messed up. I think those are some of the lowest points in my life. Just the absolute, utter shame that I've felt for doing that. It's so pathetic. What makes it so pathetic is how stupid and, what's the word? Futile these conflicts were. Like, they happened over snoring and fireworks. Man. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, man. This turned into like oh, man, this is such a nice day. I'm so excited to be alive and just experiencing nature vlog into this introspective, shameful diary of my past traumas that I've caused. Crazy. I don't know where to go from here. I wanted to talk about other stuff, but I just don't feel like it anymore. I don't even know what I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, some stuff about girls and like how I'm gonna like not hesitate to approach them. And I just gotta get experience under my belt. And some other stuff. Oh yeah, me meditating. Yeah, that's how I got onto the subject of my brothers, because I meditated and thought about how I wanted to reconnect with my brothers and do stuff with them when I next have leave. When I was meditating this morning, I thought I was very positive. It was very positive feelings that were flowing through me while I was meditating. Like, man, like remembering how I just watched the I'll Be Missing You video, which is just a video about like missing being away from family. I mean, the real thing is about a friend who, his friend got murdered, and now it's a tribute song. But our spin on it was everyone, like the J Factor boys are splitting up and doing their own thing. Like, I'm in the military, James is in Hawaii. Gabe and Ben are, of course, still at home in Eau Claire. And yeah, so after I watched that and meditated, I just felt like, not just with the J Factor brothers, but everyone else as well, just like, I want to improve my relationships with my brothers, and I want to do stuff, and I want to heal rifts. Like Peter, I'm not going to get into it today because it's a decently long story, but I have some things I'd like to apologize to him for as well. And I think I'm going to do that when I get leave after I graduate A school, because I think I'm going to visit him up in New York and then head to Eau Claire. And then maybe I can get James to come to Eau Claire at the same time as me, and then we can make a comeback J Factor video. That could be good. I also had this thought, like, this stuff I'm putting out on YouTube, I've thought about if I ever want to show it to my family and friends. And I'm tempted to, because it's like, I want them to know my thoughts and like where I'm coming from and how I'm changing and the things that I regret and how I'm progressing as a person. But it's also so personal. Like, most of the stuff that I've said in these videos, I've never said to any of my family. And I've only talked about it to like 1 or 2 other people, like good friends of mine. And yeah, that's just like the nofaps, or like the porn addiction and stuff like that I've talked about with like 1 friend. And then like, yeah, like so many things that so many people don't know about me. And I'm like, I want to keep it that way because everything they think about me will change, but I also want them to know where I'm coming from and who I am. But I don't know how to tell them. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, go text a link to my YouTube channel, like, here's my life story. Here's everything you don't know about me. Take a look. Tell me what you think. Like, what are they supposed to do with that? I don't know. I don't know. I'll focus on that later. But right now, I think what's important is that I just keep my head down and keep grinding, keep improving myself, and continue making positive changes and not getting complacent, even in my self-improvement, like adding to the routine and like improving on my improvements. So, yeah. That's all I'm going to talk about for today, because this is a long video and it's very loaded. So, yeah, I just don't really feel like saying anything else. So, if you watched this all, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you later.